All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. So it's a beautiful October afternoon here in Middle Tennessee today. I'm in Middle Tennessee. And first, let me say, if you don't mind, click on the little icon on the bottom right corner so you can subscribe to the channel. If you don't know, this is an eclectic channel. I do some car content, automotive content. I do some. I like to look at interesting places and things around the West and Middle Tennessee area, and as well as the Southwest Kentucky area some too. So we do some cemetery videos and look at some graves. And as you can see here today, we are at a cemetery today. So I'll tell you who we're going to visit today in just a minute. But if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. It is an eclectic channel. And if you like this kind of thing or automotive stuff, or like I said, we do a little bit of everything. But so we are in Middle Tennessee today, just outside the city of Clarksville, Tennessee. Now, this is Woodall Cemetery. Looks like a rather small cemetery. It's looks like the upkeep's been done nicely on it. There's a church right there. I didn't catch the name of that church. I'll look when I go out. But it's about 8 or 10 miles outside of Clarksville. So I was in Clarksville today, and thought I'd come by and visit a grave today and bring you guys along. There's a little trail marker here. A historic trail marker, and there's another one right down there. Guys, today at Woodall Cemetery, and I'll walk around for a second and we'll look at some of the graves. I didn't do a lot of research on this particular cemetery. I looked at some pictures online, and I did know that it was a smaller cemetery. But there is an iconic country music singer buried here by the name of Mel Tillis. You've probably heard of Mel Tillis. If you're, I'm 50 years old, so if you're anywhere near my age, you've probably heard of Mel Tillis. So Mel Tillis was born in around Tampa, Florida in 1932. He passed away on November 19th of 2017. He was 85 years old. He passed away, from what I read, in Ocala, Florida. And then his body was brought back here and buried here at the Woodall Cemetery, again just outside of Clarksville, Tennessee. So he was a country music singer, and his birth name was Lonnie Melvin Tillis. So that's where he come up with Mel Tillis. He just shortened his middle name up. He was raised in Florida. And for what I read online, one thing, if you know anything about Mel Tillis, and I'll say this, I'm not a big, huge country music fan. But I did grow up in the late 70s, 80s, 90s. And back in the 80s, my parents were, they always kept the car radio on a country music station. And Mel Tillis was one that you would hear quite frequently. So I do like his music. I am a fan of Mel Tillis, even though I'm not a huge country music fan. But if you know anything about Mel Tillis, one thing that always stood out to me was that he had a pretty significant stuttering impairment. He stuttered pretty bad when he spoke. Now, when you listen to his songs, and I encourage you to go on here and on YouTube and look up some of his songs, some of his music, and listen to them. and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. And when he sang, just as clear as day, he didn't stutter. He didn't stutter when he sang. He did some commercials. I remember back in the day. I think he did commercials for Whataburger, and I'm sure he did others as well. But I remember the Whataburger commercials, and he would stutter in those commercials. Like I said, he had a pretty significant stuttering speech impediment. And from what I understood, when he was younger, in his early days, youth, he had suffered from malaria, and somehow or another, that caused his speech impediment. He served in the United States Air Force, and then he relocated to Nashville, Tennessee, like a lot of people do, to try to spark his musical career. He was also, of course, a songwriter. He had many, many hits, guys. Like I said, if you'll get on YouTube and just take a listen, I guarantee you'll enjoy his music as much as I do. Whether you like country music or not, it's just a fantastic country music artist. You see, guys, this is a small cemetery. You see where I'm parked over there, just inside the gate, and it's got a gravel drive that does circle. Looks like it circles all the way back around, so I'll probably just circle around and circle out. It's got some very old trees out here. Now, Mel had a daughter, Pam Tillis. She was a fairly successful country music performer as well. It says that in 1974, he hosted his own TV series. And it says he remained active as a recording artist as well as a performer and songwriter well into the 2000s. Like I said, he passed in 2017. And he had what I read earlier, a fairly lengthy illness, and succumbed to what they think was respiratory distress. Right here, guys, on the sort of on the back row near the drive is the grave and the headstone of Lonnie Melvin Tillis. He generously shared his gifts in songs, stories, and humor. He leaves a legacy of love and laughter that will never die, forever cherished by his family, band, friends, and fans. Rest in peace. And it's an honor for me to come visit and pay my respects to someone who, like I said, guys, I listened to when I was growing up. And like I said, always enjoyed his music. Someone's left a little like ceramic cross. I said he was a member of the United States Air Force. There's his veteran plaque and flag. And what this came off of, probably right here. I'm assuming it came from here. We're going to set that back. We're going to put these back up. May have came from over there, but anyway, we'll put them there. And I didn't do any research, but here we have Doris Yvonne Tillis, who passed in 2019. It says, "Our mama, a force of life, love, and art." So I'll have to do a little bit of looking up and see exactly who she was. Beautiful stone, beautiful headstone. And we have some other Tillis family members here. We have Crystal Lee Tillis Martin, passed in 1997. And Burma Rogers Tillis, who passed in 1990. And Johanna Dawn Tillis, passed in 1982. Here we have Richard Lee Tillis Sr., who passed November 29th of 2017. So about 10 days after Mel Tillis. Interesting. We have Forever in Our Hearts, Karen K. Tillis, passed in 2021. Guys, again, I'll look these up and see what the exact relationship is between the family members here. All right, guys, a short video today. Like I said, it is a small cemetery. It's nicely maintained. Like I said, we're about, I'm going to say about 10 miles outside the city of Clarksville, Tennessee. All right, guys, there you have it. The grave of legendary, iconic country music singer Mel Tillis.